Judge Lot. Judge Lot gives us 25 bucks. Thank you, Judge Lot, and says, Darth Carter, your rants have been epic lately. I really admire how your anger makes you stronger in the dark side. I hope to one day be accepted as your dark apprentice. You mean like what, like a Sith Padawan? Um, yeah. Look, thank you. Anger is not bad. You can let it consume you, which I certainly there are times when it consumes me and it's directed at the wrong people because I'm just frustrated and angry and I do have a short fuse sometimes, and that's a fault of mine. So absolutely there's downsides. However, I do strongly feel like anger is a not only a neutral emotion, but actually a positive, necessary emotion. Anger I don't know if this is a guy girl thing or maybe I'll get in trouble for saying that, but anger is a necessary emotion to motivate you to defend your family and community. Anger is necessary, and one thing, like, one attack on masculinity that's been prevalent over the past several decades, I guess, is this characterization of anger as a fault, that being angry is bad. Now, obviously, not being able to control your anger is bad.
Yeah.
But being righteously angry at injustice and watching innocent people get harmed or wrong done, that's healthy. A society can't last without... I'm going to say this in a way that'll piss people off. Society cannot last without men who will get angry at injustice. It cannot last.
Yeah.
You need men who will be angry at injustice. It also can't last if you don't have women who want to take care of kids. Those are two sad. They're going to sound very conservative, but if you don't have women who want to take care of the next generation and you don't have men who are angry at injustice, you will fail. I don't know what else is needed for society. I'm not saying men and women have to be in certain roles all the time in any given situation. I'm saying in general, as a society, you need those things. You need those things. And they've been trying to undermine anger.
We need strong men, and they've also been trying to just undermine masculinity in general, and I think part of that is related to the end goals of which we've talked about, the end goals of social justice Marxism and postmodernism, this social justice ideology, that my old belief system that we see everywhere. The end goal is nihilism. It's a destruction of everything. It's a destruction of Western civilization. It's motivated by resentment. And how do you destroy civilization? Yeah. Well, one of those ways is you destroy the nuclear family, which BLM puts on their, it was on their about page. They're against the nuclear family.
Yep.
They destroy the ways in which we function personally in our personal relationships. And the same way that they've been pushing racism in the name of anti-racism, they've been pushing sexism for just as long, and in the name of feminism. And they've really done a lot to undermine masculinity and to it's not that all of these things are, again, the people that get pulled into it and start preaching it, it's not that they have bad intent necessarily. Some of them, it is a good thing to say we should examine our gender roles. We should I think it's a good thing
I'm
to
not
say,
against you. Individuals want to behave in ways that run contrary to their gender role generally. Like if you're a family and the dad wants to stay home and the mom wants to go out and work, like I'm not saying that can't happen. I'm speaking generally about a society.
Right. I totally agree. There are going to be men and women who don't fall into the averages, right, on a bell curve, who are outliers. And you need outliers. But we've gotten so used to talking in this current climate that we're in black and white, where if you say something like, in general, society needs strong men and it needs women who want to raise children, what they want to hear is immediately something awful that you're saying,
Right.
that
What
no
they heard
woman
me
can
say
choose.
was a woman's place is barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. That's what they heard
Yes,
when I said
that's
that,
what they heard you say.
which is
And they
not what I
heard you
said.
say that every
Right.
woman should have a kid, and that's not what you said.
No.
They want to hear the worst thing, and they're not actually listening. And yeah, I think we need strong men, and we've done a lot to denigrate masculinity. And I look around at the couples. We mentioned this in an interview yesterday, which won't be out for like a week probably, but I've seen wokeness move into couples, and usually in the way it plays out in the straight couples that I know, usually moves in from the woman adopts it first. Women seem to be more susceptible to this ideology, and then it either results in divorce eventually and separation, because it's a radically, if you're not woke and the other person's woke, it's not just a difference of political. It's not like, well, I'm a Democrat and she's a Republican, or I'm a Republican and she's a Democrat. It's not like that. It's like you have radically different philosophies. Your worldview's different. Your entire worldview. It's not a difference of opinion on political policy. It's worldview, foundational beliefs. And so either it ends in divorce, or the other thing I've seen, which is arguably worse, is the man becomes woke as well, and then assumes this kind of subservient position to
Right.
the woman, where she's leading everything, and he's cucked, and he's I saw a great picture. God, I wish I had it. It was a picture of a couple, a straight couple, and the woman and the man. They were both wearing these big, clear plastic suit things for COVID, and the woman looked so smug and self-righteous, like we're extra virtuous. And her husband or boyfriend or whoever he was had this look on his face. It was like an ashamed, kept dog. I can't even explain it. The look on his face was just awful. Like,
Yeah.
oh God, I don't want to be in your relationship right now.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway.
you're making me think of that book that Gracie West wrote. She pointed
Mhm.
this out. I mean, she said it, and other people have said it, but she wrote this into the book as one of the behaviors of characters. But like a lot of times, it's those woke women. They're still sexually attractive to the guys that they hate. Right,
Oh,
the guys that are
yes.
the definition of everything they hate. There's still something inside them that's like, yeah, but that's sexy.
I've told you about this before, but I have social justice warrior, third wave feminist friends who we used to talk about this. We used to gossip about this. And one friend in particular who I've told you about, she would say she was dating these woke beta males, but she was having sometimes like flirting with the idea of affairs with these some more conservative, traditionally masculine guys, and she had inner conflict about it. She's like, why am I attracted to these men? I shouldn't be. I should be attracted to
Right.
this kind of guy. It's like, why are you fighting your natural attraction and trying to condition yourself? It's weird.
Because she's told that there is nothing biological about her psychology, and it's completely a social construct, and therefore she should be able to eradicate it and replace her psychology with whatever the psychology that's prescribed by the ideology is. And that's a lie. You cannot erase your psychology. It is partly biological, not completely, but partly. And that's it's odd because the left will make that same argument for people who are trans. Well, it's just innate. We can't erase it. Okay, well, if you can't erase if part of it is biological, then for the vast majority, that biology falls along lines that the left doesn't like. So there you go. By the way, someone
Yeah.
in chat did bring up. They mentioned. I just saw. I don't know if they're arguing with someone else or whatever, but they wrote strength or anger does not equal strength, and that's a distinction that I think is important to make. I think being angry is it can be a good motivator, but it is not. It's a necessary but not sufficient condition to motivate you to successful action, right? So you need to be motivated. The anger can motivate you, but then you need to have the strength to carry that action out. And if you don't, then that anger can manifest itself in other pathetic ways. But strength without anger won't do anything either, right? You can just sit there and let them burn you to death because you're very strong, but you're not angry enough about anything happening around you. You're not going to protect anyone. So you need
Mm.
the anger is where is the motivation that you need.